Happy Sunday, July 12th, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Screen Players Podcast Replay. I finally managed to get my hair cut after 4 months of lockdown and it feels good. Last week, Jazz, Angie, and I started playing two of the most popular battle royales out there, Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone. We wanted to try both to kind of understand what makes them so fun and popular, and if you're a newbie, we want to kind of give you an advice on which one you should check out and why. However, if you're a veteran, do let us know which one is your favorite and why that is in the comment section down below. Remember, we stream our podcast every Tuesday at 6 p.m. UK time live on Twitch. Link to the channel is right down here. Do join us as we love interacting with people in real time. And I won't waste any more of your time. As usual, leave us a comment down below to let us know if you like or dislike any of these games. Enjoy!
Hello.
Hello everyone. Jazz looks like he's confused. He's like, wait, what's happening?
Sorry, I was on tab.
So how are you guys?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good.
Yep, good.
We've all got our drinks again. I see you've got a can.
Yeah. What have you got?
I've got tea again.
Oh, tea
what
again.
Have you got? Yeah.
Coffee again.
You've got a can of something there, Jazz. What have you got?
Yeah, I've branched out today. I'm going for Fanta.
Fanta. Oh, product placement.
I know, yeah.
We
Let's
want
get
money
that,
now
get that
from
advertising money
Coca-Cola.
rolling in.
Right, we've been playing two of the most popular multiplayer online games, respectively yesterday and 2 days ago.
Yes, with varying degrees of success.
Well, how should we do this? I don't even know. Like, should we actually... So what are the games? They're Fortnite. On one hand, so we got Fortnite, and then we've got Call of Duty Warzone. So very different yet similar games.
Yeah. It's the same premise, but
Yeah.
Both
completely
Battle
different
Royale.
execution.
We've been playing
Yeah.
two different Battle Royale games.
Exactly. You know, I actually might start with Jazz because
Okay.
as a long-standing Call of Duty fan, I'd be interested in hearing what you think. Obviously, you want to compare Call of Duty with Fortnite, so forget about, the campaign, forget about Modern Warfare, right? We're talking about
Yeah.
Warzone and Fortnite. In your opinion, are they worth it? Should people spend time on them?
And
which one is the best?
Are they worth it is easy because they're both free, so sure. The biggest turn off in terms of worth it for Call of Duty is
Right.
it's filthy big. It's like 100 gigabytes. So is it worth leaving your computer, PlayStation, Xbox on for that amount of time as it downloads?
Yeah.
I would say yes. I've been playing it for the last week with my friends, and like I kind of finally jumped onto the train about it all. Everyone had been saying get Warzone. I didn't get it until a friend of mine who isn't a gamer in any way, shape or form. I was first person I visited in quarantine since
Right.
quarantine began. I went round to hers and she was like, yeah, I've been playing this Call of Duty game. And I was like, you as well? I'll have to check this out. And I did, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, but what did surprise me is Fortnite. I had a lot more fun on it than I was expecting. Because I'd played it before and I absolutely hated it. So yeah, no, that was quite interesting. But yeah, I think both are worth it because they're free. Give it a go. If you don't like them, well, you've not paid anything. You've just lost a bit of time. And if you do like them, you'll be spamming them out like I've been doing with Warzone last week and a bit. So yeah.
This is me as I was playing with you guys last night. So last night, a lot of things happened.
Say that.
You could say that, right?
Yeah.
My experience with Call of Duty, so obviously you're seeing from my perspective, people watching, you can see I'm crap at it. I'm really not good at first-person shooters. That's my, I never play them. Here we go. Well, there you go.
Just eviscerated you.
You can see the replay here. Ta-da-da, boom. I mean, I find Call of Duty, because people that play Call of Duty are really good at Call of Duty. So literally, if you are a newbie like myself, willing to take on Call of Duty and have a ride and see if you have fun, you're gonna die a lot. Like, you're just walking and then you're dead. And then you're just parachuting and then as soon as you touch the ground, you're dead. So I think there's a steep learning curve and you're competing with a lot of very good people.
I think we were at a disadvantage in the sense that I was the only one who played it before, so it was two people who didn't really know what they were doing, and then one person who has a vague idea, but I'm not very good at it.
Right.
Whereas when I've played with my friends, normally it's, when I started playing, it was either, we've all played, the people I play with, we've all spent a lot of time on PUBG, so we know how these sorts of games work, and the others are quite good at them. So I think that made a big difference as well in terms of like your perception of the game, because it was sort of both of you were new and it felt like everyone was really good. Whereas when I first played it, it was duo, so it wasn't quite as hectic, and also we both sort of knew what we were doing, and my friend is very good, so it didn't really feel like we were at a massive disadvantage.
For me, the thing, you see, I think, I still have to try PUBG, although obviously PUBG is not free, but
it's not worth it now. It's absolutely crap.
Oh, really? I mean, PUBG, I think I would probably be a little better. Because for me, a very difficult thing is the first-person perspective. You see, I've never been a big player of first-person perspective games. Half-Life, Quake, you name it. I feel like the first-person perspective games are more a PC game. I think they really became a console game when Xbox sort of stepped in with Halo.
Yeah.
For me, that's a steep learning curve. But what about you, Angie? Because I think you did get quite a few kills yesterday.
I did get a couple. I think they were just blind luck, though, to be fair. I mean...
I think Overwatch here helped.
Well, yeah, I feel like I can do that fairly well. But I'd never played either of these games before. And I, like you were saying before about the newbie aspect of it, I do think that they should have a training battle royale ground, like for, say, you play against the AI instead, and you could pick the level that you want to play at. So if you're brand new to it, you could pick easy and just get the lay of the land and see how things work and stuff. You run into this and literally you're getting people headshotting you as soon as you get into the game, and it, like you said, it can be really annoying and frustrating.
What's interesting?
Call of Duty was very frustrating at times, but I have to say, whenever we managed to kill someone, like in here, I managed to kill the guy.
He shot him in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. And then someone killed me straight after, right here. I think right now, probably. And here we go. Oh no, actually, I managed to kill the guy.
Well done.
And then wait, what happened? I remember someone killed me here. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So, whenever you manage to kill someone on Call of Duty, it actually feels pretty satisfying because you're like, yes. But it's very short-lived.
Yeah, very short celebration.
Yeah. Other than that, I find it tough learning what things mean, right? I didn't even know that in Plunder you had to drop the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there is a tutorial thing, but I think we've both done it before, and then Angela hadn't done it. So
It had come up at the beginning and it said, do you want to do this as a tutorial? And I was like, well, no. So you have to get into it because,
I'm good.
Yeah, clearly you two had already done it, so we weren't even waiting for me to...
This is the tactic that Angie and I used, by the way, Jazz. Closing doors on people.
It was quite
Look at
funny,
this.
This whole section.
Guys come up, close the door, and then bam.
We both got him, didn't we?
I like to believe, I know it's not the case, but I like to believe that if you look at his face, as soon as he opens the door... You see, there's a little bit of like, oh shit. See how he gets back.
Like, no. That was a great place to land at on that building, though. I just saw that there's something shiny up there, and I thought, oh, let's go there. And it was like, oh, great, we just stayed up there for ages and didn't get killed, so that was good.
Absolutely. And then the other great idea, which is the helicopter footage. This is when I had the helicopter, right? So I got into the helicopter. I'm basically turning on the engine, flying out, and I see Jazz. You see Jazz actually right there in the mountain, going downhill. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I've got Jazz, I'm gonna land here. I was calling for Jazz. Jazz, gain. He was there. I don't know what he was doing.
Angela was fighting someone who was also shooting the
It was like, Jazz, gain quick, and we're gonna get Angela. And then we waited. The Jazz finally gets in. I'm like, yep. Cool, let's take off, and boom.
We lasted longer in that car though, didn't we?
I think we did.
It
Yeah.
was right near the end.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, Jazz prefers COD, whereas
I prefer-
Angie, you prefer Fortnite. Fortnite. I like the ease of Fortnite, right? You see, that's why I don't like the Battle Royale in Call of Duty, because I feel when you die, you have to go through the gulag thing, which if it's me, I'm gonna die in there as well. And then, yes, Jazz was able to... I think you were able to buy us back, right?
No, I remember I lagged out in that
All
car
three
when I
of
was
us.
busy.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, and
We were
then
all in the gulag.
C4 occurred, and my car got exploded.
Yeah, well then, that's well. I mean, that's what frustrates me of the battle royale in COD, because at least in Fortnite it's clear. Like you die. If you die, you spectate, and then it's just pretty quick. Whereas
put you back in it.
in COD, I think it's a little too clunky when you die outside of Plunder. In Plunder, it's really easy to respawn.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to make of this game at first because it was quite confusing, I think. You know, the login screen and all the different
Yeah, I was saying that,
aspects.
wasn't I? Like the menu
Yeah.
was very overwhelming on Fortnite. I was
Yeah.
really confused about like what on earth to press and to do and all that stuff.
Oh, well, I was so
Doesn't
glad
always
I
happen to me, but I was just like, what is going on here?
it is really confusing. But I'm glad I went into it like a couple of days before and then had another go before we actually all played together because I would have just been floundering around. Something shocking.
You did do a couple of wins on your own.
I did. I was quite surprised, but maybe that's like you said. Maybe it's just because I was playing bots and they were all crap.
Who knows?
No, I'm sure those were games where it was all players. I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Well, that's just, I played the solo one, and it was my tactic was very dull though. I just kind of hung around and collected things and stuff. I didn't see another player until right at the very end when I shot the last person,
Right.
and I won. So I didn't have a much combat at all.
There you go. That's a tactic, you know.
Well, yeah, I wasn't planning to do it that way. It's just I never found anyone else. I did have a bit of a bargain with a shark at one point. That was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, the shark. You see, that's new. Like weren't sharks when back in the days when I used to play Fortnite. You see the guy that was shooting in the tree? They were like, "Are you sure it's not a bird?" I'm pretty sure that's a guy.
Oh yeah.
What is that? Is that a person up there?
Yeah.
Oh my god! How
What
did he
the
get?
hell was doing?
Must have just landed on there with his parachute.
Probably, yeah. You know, if I had to pick one, because I'm not a fan of Fortnite as well. that's the bottom line. Because one thing I don't like about Fortnite is all this, you know, smashing things, collect materials, and then build. You know, the building mechanics I don't like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't
same.
get the hang of that either. I tried to make something, but it was this very strange looking construction.
Well, you see, the thing is, when you see,
I mean, I think the only time we built anything was when I built the stairs to try and get over
yeah.
that wall when we were in the
Yeah.
boat. That was the only time we used it, and I also messed it up quite a bit. It took me a long time.
We got there in the end, though.
You see,
and then
though-
died.
That's true. But you see, though, the thing is, if you look at pro players, the way they play, I mean, pro players or good players generally, that's what I mean. The way they play, the way they use the building thing, is that they use it in combat.
Yeah, they hide in it, don't they, to heal themselves
to
and
shield
stuff.
themselves. So, and that's what I don't like because I'm trying to get good at aiming and shooting, and I'm trying to go for headshots. And instead, you have now these mechanics that, you know, people will use to their advantage, of course, to build taller structures to then jump at you from behind. People do that as well, and I don't have the patience to actually learn the building skill.
It is quite clunky, I think.
I think on PC might be a little better once you get the hang of it.
Yeah, maybe.
But with a controller, it's almost impossible, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because it's like 4 buttons. Well, each one does a different thing. But yeah, I got confused, and I've got roofs on the floor, and I've got stairs going nowhere. You know, it's it was a bit tricky.
No, it's most definitely not my favorite mechanics, so to speak.
The other stuff I quite like, the running around and finding guns and shooting people in the face. I like that part.
Oh yeah, it's less hectic than Call of Duty. You have more time.
Definitely.
What surprised me about Fortnite was the map felt tiny, which
Interesting.
yeah, it really surprised me because obviously it's been out for a while. I don't know if it's this specific map, but every time we played, I was like, oh, this is really small. Like, wow, we're in the middle already. exactly. And it's odd because I thought COD's map was small compared to PUBG, but it really surprised me. I was like, oh, I liked when we first played, we were like upgrading the weapons and stuff, and I was collecting resources to do that, and I liked that aspect.
Yeah.
But then by the time I'd finally did it, we were already in the center of the map. It was almost, the whole game was almost over, and I was just like, what? Okay, right. What was the point of all that?
Interesting.
So yeah, it also felt quite fast-paced, the game, which is good.
Fast-paced Fortnite, really?
Yeah, like as in it was very quick in terms of reaching the end. I felt, but like that's not a bad thing.
No, of course.
Different.
I think, I mean, for Fortnite, actually, I don't know. You see, Fortnite for me, and this is like, it's cool to see how two people can have a completely different opinion or even view of the game. Like, for me, I'd say that Fortnite is very slow. Like, there's too much dead times in which you're tearing down objects, just not really seeing that many the many players. Until then, finally, when you reach the end, so to speak, of the game, then the map gets tiny, and then whoever is left, obviously, you're facing them. All
I agree on that in terms of like there's more time where you're just not doing that much. Yeah. What I meant by quick is more, we did how many games, Angela, before we got started, like with Lorenzo, like 2 games or something, and that's in like 15 minutes or something, right? And I think did we win both, or we won or almost won both or something like that? So we did 2 games. 15.
We definitely won at least one.
Yeah, whereas with COD, if I'm saying how long a game will be, like for me and my, probably it'll be 30 to 40 minutes. So that's what I mean about it felt quick, because we were like, oh wow, okay, it's like 7 minutes and we're already at the end, sort of thing. Not necessarily that you were doing stuff during that whole time, if that makes sense.
Very interesting.
No, I'm with you though, Lorenzo. I think it does feel slower. I'm used to games like Overwatch, which is, you're in a very tiny map always. So this seems really vast to me. And you don't see as many players, whereas in, like say, Overwatch, they're all just there. You're not gonna not be able to find someone. They're already there jumping on you or shooting at you. So yeah, it's a different change of pace, which was actually quite nice. It's a bit of a different kind of game for me.
I think the bottom line for me is like, if you have the patience to learn it and die a lot, then I think I would prefer Call of Duty.
Yeah, I could see where it would be fun, but because I'm not very good at it, it's kind of just frustrating.
But
although I did enjoy playing with you two, though, that was funny because we kept on dying, and stuff. So that was a different kind of bit of fun there. But yeah,
I mean,
on my own, maybe not so much.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, look, sorry, I'm just gonna actually say something straight away, and I don't know if people will agree with me. For me, at least, Fortnite, Call of Duty, or any other multiplayer online, it's a social occasion, right? If I play, it's because I can play with my friends or acquaintances, whatever it is, and have some time together, right? It's a social experiment. We are playing the same game together. I would never, ever, for myself, fire up my PlayStation 4 and play Fortnite or Call of Duty Warzone on my own, to be honest with you. At that point, I would rather than play a story-driven single-player game like, The Last of Us and you name it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar. If I'm playing Call of Duty on my own, I'm normally doing just the normal multiplayer stuff. I have done Warzone solo, but when I do it, I play so differently to when I'm with my friends, but I don't take it seriously. I'll just charge at people and try and kill them. And surprisingly, that has been the most effective I've ever played. But in the one game I did that. But yeah, I don't really do it that often. So no, I don't like it. I'm too scared. I just sit in a building like cowering in fear. So, yeah.
Hiding under a table.
Yeah.
Which is what Andrew and I did on that rooftop.
Pretty much, yeah. We just sat there like this.
It was just amazing because there was the door and you were on the left. I was on the right. Whoever was going to open that door,
they were going to have it.
Yeah.
I did get shot at, though. I don't know where that person shot me from.
I have no idea. I was rewatching that footage, by the way. I have
Did I stand on that little...
It doesn't look like it. That's the thing.
Your head would have been visible. That's the thing with COD, because there's stuff like thermal scopes and stuff. You don't even need to really be, if you think you're not that visible, someone could be halfway across the map and you're just a massive white dot for them compared to what it may look like. So yeah.
Interesting. You see that the weapon system I didn't get to. I didn't get in Call of Duty. I'm not too sure what's what. I'm not sure how to read the map.
Yeah, you really struggled with that, didn't you?
Yeah, that was really confusing to you. Yeah, like, how do you know all these things, Jazz? How do you know?
Yeah, it's like, guys, we've got people around us. And like, how do you know this? Like,
He's like, there's some people above us, and that guy's over there, and
he's a mole. But yeah, I mean, if my bottom line, my verdict, we're gonna go verdict, okay?
Yeah.
So my verdict is, if you have the patience to learn it, then go with Call of Duty. If you do not want to learn and do not want to die a lot, and you still want to play with your friends and then some fun, then I'm actually thinking Fortnite. Because I think Fortnite, if you basically parachute yourself at the very edges of the map, away from the crowd, then there'll be a very lengthy game, and you'll have the time to actually you'll have some downtime as well. It's not gonna be frenetic. You'll have basically the time to talk to your friends, have a chat, and talk about whatever as you tear down stuff until you reach the very end of the game, in which it gets a little bit more hectic. So that's my verdict. Let's hear it from Angie.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree, but personally, I would definitely go with Fortnite. It was more colourful. It was more fun. I like just running around and grabbing guns and shooting things. So both games did that, I know, but the Call of Duty one, I was just getting killed far too often in that for my liking. I mean, I don't mind getting beat up and stuff in games, but when it's literally like every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I was finding a lot of people would I was coming down in the parachute, and then I wouldn't even know, but they were behind me. As soon as I hit the ground, they hit the ground, and then that next thing I'm dead. So, yeah, I think people take it a bit more seriously as well. That game, I think I can see where the fun lies in it, but I don't think it's for me.
Right, cool. And then final verdict for Jazz.
I think I was pleasantly surprised by Fortnite, and I agree with you. I think Fortnite's a more casual game, and COD is less casual. I think you've got to have the confidence going into COD that you're going to be able to kill people and that you can take the fights and be aggressive, because I've been playing it non-stop for the last week and a bit, and I think I've never had a drop on Warzone that hasn't been contested by another team. Like, seems to just be, whereas in like PUBG or Fortnite you can land somewhere else and no one else is around, there always seems to be people on COD, and if you're not going to win that initial fight, you're never going to enjoy it that much. So yeah, I think you got to put the time in to do that, or at least I don't know. But no, I was pleasantly surprised by Fortnite. That's my biggest takeaway from this week actually, is I wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Well, I kind of avoided it because I thought it was just going to be full of children shooting me in the face. So I thought that even though it was free, I was kind of a bit against it. But I thought the way it looked and everything, I thought it looked like something that would appeal to me. So I like you, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was kind of fun.
Okay, that's a really cool verdict. And then I've got a curveball, so to speak.
Built it up immediately.
I know.
If you were now that you've given your final verdict, do you still think that people should play them, or is there a third game for you that you think, you know what, don't bother? If you're thinking of playing COD or Fortnite, why don't you actually play this instead?
Oh, I don't know. I've not really played that many kinds of those kinds of games.
Okay, it might be. It might even be not a free game. As in, example here, right? For example, you know what? Don't quote me on this. I'm just bringing it as an example, right? So, but like, you know what? Instead of wasting your time with COD or Fortnite, pay a little bit of money and play The Last of Us multiplayer instead.
Is that? I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a thing, and apparently I've never played it, but apparently it's really good.
Really? Oh well, there you go. So that's another one.
It's called the Factions.
Try out at some point. Ah, right.
When you boot the game, look for it's called Factions.
Right. Oh, I haven't bought it yet. I'm a little bit down on my funds at the moment. So.
No. I mean, The Last of Us 1. Did you not play The Last of Us 1?
Oh, I finished that one, but I didn't know that you can play it on that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's in there. As soon as you boot the game, you should have. Because you have the PS4 version, right?
Yeah.
So basically, you would have The Last of Us, and then you get something called Left Behind, which is a prequel to The Last of Us, by the way.
Oh,
it's a short game. It's an 8-hour prequel, and then you've got a third option, which is called something like MP Factions, which is basically the multiplayer.
Right, okay. I'll look into that then. I didn't know that was there.
Apparently it's good. I've never played. Okay, so yeah, that's what I meant. What do you have a third option that you think people should actually look into?
Well, for those kind of games, you know what I'm going to say. Yeah. I'm not going to go on about it for quite as long this week, but yes, Overwatch is definitely my bag.
Yeah.
You know, it's quick, it's simple. You can pick it up, put it down. You know, games don't last that long, and it's quite satisfying to play. There's a lot of fun to be had.
Basically, if you can, instead of bothering with Fortnite and COD, give Overwatch a try.
Yeah, because there's more characters, there's more abilities. It's a bit different in that aspect, but you're still going around a map shooting other people, and you've got loads of different modes, so you can kind of have a battle royale, really, I suppose, or like you were saying, like a team deathmatch and stuff. So but there's only like 6 people on each team. That's the only difference, or 4 people on each team if you're doing the deathmatch.
6 people on each team.
That's
cool.
On the regular game, it's six per team.
Okay.
But yeah, the deathmatch is 4 each.
And what about you, Jazz?
Yeah. Well, I'd say if you want to do a battle royale game, obviously most games these days seem to have that mode, but I've shat on it a bit today, but PUBG is kind of thinking about it. It's kind of in the middle of the two.
Yeah.
Because if you want that sort of tense feeling that COD gives you, and the more realistic weapons and all those sorts of things, and the sort of real vibe as opposed to cartoony, then PUBG kind of gives that. But it's also, if you're playing unranked, full of bots, so you can kind of take the more casual approach, because speaking from experience, they just stand still and you just shoot them. So a sort of happy medium of the two is probably PUBG, although it's not free.
Okay.
So yeah.
Honestly, although I did ask that question, I don't have a third game because I don't really play online multiplayer.
There's no big reveal from you then.
No, I mean, if anything, I'm gonna go literally completely the opposite direction and say, you know what? Why don't you try a single-player story-driven game instead?
Played lots of those.
If you want something casual and really fun, I can vouch for Uncharted. Uncharted is really, really fun.
Yes, well, like you say, I must give that a go. I have them all there ready to go. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and play it yet. So.
Really should. You both should.
I mean, I know I said PUBG, but if we're talking like our favourite multiplayer games, that if you're saying, like, if it's not Battle Royale and you're just saying, go and play this, I have spent like the last decade of my life playing Mount & Blade multiplayer. Yeah. And so I would say give that a go. But although Bannerlord, new one, I hate it and I never play it. But there are still people playing Warband. But like, go and give those sorts of medieval games a go, I'd say.
So Mount & Blade. You know, you should not sleep on Gears Tactic.
You know what? I think I can get that for free.
Yeah, you can, because you got Game Pass.
Yeah, I have been very much sleeping on it. I look at it and go, it's just going to be XCOM, innit? So
I think it's kind of going to be like XCOM, but I think you'd like that. No?
Well, I probably would. I was playing a few months back Phoenix Point, which is essentially XCOM as well. It's like a similar sort of thing. But with those games, I don't know. I haven't ever actually been able to get to consistently play them like I did the first, like XCOM and XCOM 2.
Okay.
Which is interesting. But I'll give it a go. I've never really, other than I played the first Gears of War. I didn't complete it. I think I was quite young, and it was scary. But yeah, I've never really been engrossed in the Gears of War like lore and world and stuff. So, which is why Gears Tactic hasn't particularly jumped out at me. I have seen it.
It's a whole new take. It's a spin-off kind of thing on the Gears.
Yeah. I like the direction they're going. I'd like to see. I really, as you've sort of said, I really like that type of game. So I'm glad more.
Yeah, but I think that's a one-off. No. There was a third-party studio involved.
Hopefully, other IPs will do sort of similar stuff.
We'll see. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you find this video helpful, and remember, we'll be back live on Twitch at 6 p.m. UK time or here on YouTube next Sunday. Until then, happy gaming.